Hey folks, welcome to Playing in Traffic. Today's episode, I get to finally utter the following three words for the first time in my video making history. My next guest. You've probably seen her work all over Atlanta. If you haven't, you're going to get an idea where it's at and the impact it's having, because I am blessed today actually doing a mural inside my home is the lovely and talented Aziza Andre. Are you ready, folks? Are you ready for it? There we go. So you're about ready to meet the artist. And the reason why I'm being corny and weird about it is that I'm about ready to show you basically like a kind of timeline of what this wall looked like initially, what it looked like after a day or two or three of Aziza's work, and then you get to see this as we spin around. You get to see the magic of where this piece is at right now. Here we go. All right, here's the canvas. Look at no, look at that. Woo, look at that art. Here's the canvas. This is a before video. I'll take a picture too. This is a before video before the upcoming extravaganza with the one and only Aziza Andre, who's going to be doing her work right here before. There goes some this is after the first day of Aziza Andre's Philly skyline mural that she's doing here at her home. I love this. This is actually going to be City Hall. And I think honestly the vision, the picture this is kind of encapsulating is actually from the South Street Bridge, like that area. And that would be the Schuylkill here. So it rolls through at the bottom. But anyway, this is the, look, it's just day one. It's kind of like, it's kind of amazing already. Not kind of is. Wait, did I put this? I had this light on. Yeah, so it's going to wrap all the way around. So this is after day one. Are you the artiste? Look at her. Wanted to update the mural. This is the Philadelphia skyline, because let's face it, we miss it living in Georgia. We got the last session that Aziza Andre had here, put on this, because this is going to be a nighttime mural of viewing the city at night, Philly skyline at night. So just want to document this because we're going to be getting some more work done tomorrow. All right. Go. Look at this. This is Aziza. This is probably the final day, right?
Yes.
This is the final day.
Lots of progress.
So Aziza's here, and once in a while we're going to pan over and see Akila too, who's here. Hi, Akila. Hi.
Hello.
She prefers to be behind the camera, but we're going to do. You can see she's very good. Look at this. Look at the beauty of it. So anyway, we are absolutely blessed to have Aziza come over and do this mural. All actually be I miss Philly. Everyone knows I miss Philly. Braxy B really misses Philly. Does she miss Philly more than me? It's kind of maybe, maybe not. It doesn't really matter. But what she did bring up to me once was, man, I would love to get this wall painted. And in my opinion, this wall was ugly as sin. Now, that being said, it was like, oh, you know what? I wonder if there's an outside chance if I call my sister-in-law, is there a way to reach out to Aziza to do the wall? It was not very, I wasn't expecting that to happen. But guess what? It did happen. And now we get to have Aziza here, and we're gonna have a little chit chat with her while she's hard at work. So that the Hank Aaron with his wife.
Yeah.
There's a couple sides to that Hank Aaron mural too, right? And like two.
There is, yeah. It's supposed to celebrate different eras of his life, different successes. There's a whole wall that's dedicated to just the stats of incredible things he surpassed. There's one wall of them that's inspired by Norman Rockwell, an artist who I love. I'm obsessed with him. He's very talented, just drawing everyday, ordinary things, but he paints so well, and you would feel very connected to the work. And so I pitched that too. I pitched that to the Office of Cultural Affairs, and I envisioned a moment with them together. And I truly believe, I'm like, if you have a good human being in your life, a good wife, a good friend, they really propel you to who you are, and they're just a part of your journey as you know, you're shaping yourself. And so I share that with the committee, and they really love the idea. So I had this one piece of just them, and it's very cute and very sweet, and it's them, you know, in their, or within their current stages, not like a younger version of them. And so yeah, that was really fun. But
all this curation and no name.
You know what's funny? That was one of my earlier murals, and I was going through it when I did that mural. I was stressed. I was very stressed. I will be honest. I was literally like, you know, I do research on all my projects, and I was like, this man is incredible, and like, I don't know if I'm the person to make him look incredible. Like, I don't know. I was like, I can't. I'm just little old me, and so I was really psyching myself out. I was like, oh no, you know, it's Hank Aaron. I have to do incredible. How can I do that? And I was also still learning about being a muralist and how to kind of get my footing and painting of different textures and dealing with challenges. Like every mural project has literally a challenge. Every single project I've had has come with challenges. And so I was just trying to figure it out. I was really scared, honestly, painting on that project. And then I was also teaching part-time at Morehouse. And so just really stressed trying to knock out this project and teach and do all the things. And so, yeah, I think it was more of a mental thing where after it was completed, I was like, oh no, I don't feel quite excited about this or happy. I wanted to do so much more. And so, I just did not sign it. I was like, if anybody wants to find it, you know, who knows? Maybe they'll find out.
This knucklehead went and found it.
Maybe not. Like,
but it's great because they're
okay with no one knowing that I did it.
Okay.
I know, you know, first of all, the Office of Cultural Affairs will definitely state the artist for their projects, especially if they're contracted. It's on their websites and all that stuff. But I was like, I don't need to tell nobody that I did that. So I literally never signed it, and my dad kept asking me, did you sign it? I was like, yeah, next week for sure. It haven't been out there. Literally turned into years, and I have not signed it.
Go sign it tomorrow.
That'll be the next YouTube video. The signing of the painting.
And then there's one day I was thinking about signing it. I was like, I don't know where to put it though. So I was like, that was a sign for me not to sign it. And so I didn't sign it. And I've learned, it's a bad habit of mine. But if I don't feel like completely locked in, like you did a great job, feel proud of that. Okay. I'm like, you know what? let's just let the universe appreciate it, and they don't need to know who did this. They could just be like, wow. Or they could be like, not wow. Who knows? But yeah, I didn't sign it. I'm learning to, again, like be better about appreciating my work, or also just having more of a balance of not being self-deprecating regarding my work, or not being so nitpicky. And that was years ago, so I would never do that now. Actually, that's not true. But I'm better at signing and claiming my work in whatever, state that I'm at.
Aziza's aware of this. But there's reviews about those murals, the Hank Aaron mural, and the one, and I want to put the pictures up of it. The one is overlooking a water feature. It may even be like a natural pond. I'm not really sure. But Hank Aaron and his wife was a very big, iconic figure in the city of Atlanta. I believe she was like, she was hosting her own talk show. I'm going to put her name right here and her picture. But that people talk about that particular painting of the two of them looking out at that water, right? Do you?
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, it's a big deal.
I was working on a project with my friend. We did a MARTA Artbound project. I'm forgetting what station, but essentially we were outlining the design, and then they were going to hire another individual, or another, like, forgetting the names, but anyways, they're going to hire someone to come and fill in the spaces, paint it, do all of that work. But I met someone there, and I was like, hi, I'm Aziza. He was like, yeah, Hank Aaron mural, right? And I was so shook by that. Because one, I was like, how do you know me from that mural? And that's like my least favorite mural. And also, nobody knows that I did that mural. And I have not put that, on my website. It's not anywhere on my social media. It is hidden away. So I was like, how could you? Like, who are you? Like, I work over there all the time. He's like, yeah. I was like, oh man, he saw the first mural. He saw the mural. Like,
oh, you're so okay.
I love that mural.
I was so triggered.
So crazy.
And he was like, I shared with him. I was like, yeah, I'm not really extremely happy about that mural, but that was a fun project to work on. Everybody was great. Yeah. But he was able to share with me. He was like, no, I love that mural. That mural still holds up. Like, I get it as an artist. He's like, but that was a great mural, which I thought was very, very kind.
Yes.
But I was so surprised.
Okay.
Because it was years.
Yeah.
Again, nobody really knows that I did that mural. So I was like, what? Who told somebody that I did that? Who sent you here?
We're trying to establish the origins of Aziza's work. It sounds like Akila does a lot of painting too. We're gonna have to discuss this with her.
Akila is an artist.
So yeah,
who
whether she likes it or not, she's
sometimes
gonna need
stops
that.
and pretends that she's an artist.
Whether I like it or not.
Yeah, sorry.
I am a pretend artist.
But we're ready to go for another. We're gonna get some origins and 1, 3, 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, let's see. What's a good? Okay, so Atlanta's Finest. Let's start there.
Yes.
Yeah. So Atlanta's Finest was commissioned to do Atlanta's Finest before the pandemic even began, and obviously, when the pandemic started, it just everybody on that committee was like, I don't even know what to tell you.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody knew anything, so we were in communication, I want to say, for like a year or two. And then, so Atlanta's Finest was pitched to celebrate local community figures in Atlanta, but also some notable ones, some, individuals that people already really knew and are well known, like Tyler Perry was on there, Bernice King was on there,
John Lewis.
I love John Lewis.
Heck yeah.
Jovita Moore was on there. We had Donald Glover on there. So we wanted to showcase some of those individuals who are amazing or in Atlanta, and then some individuals who are working hard and working within the community that maybe you just didn't know about, wanted to include them as well. And so yeah, we did that mural, and that mural was really fun. It genuinely didn't have a lot of like a huge color scheme, a variety of colors. It's very just kind of toned down to like lots of blues and had some yellows in there. So it's very limited coloring as far as the color scheme. But I loved painting portraits, so that was really, really fun to do. And yeah, so we started painting that, and this was actually before Jovita Moore passed away, but you know, it was kind of on the news that she was, she had, I think, brain cancer at the time, and so I was like, oh man, like, always watched her, always thought she was a beautiful person, always felt like her spirit was beautiful, so I always just tried to keep the messaging surrounding that mural to just remember to give people flowers while they're here, and remember to give them their props, or tell them when they're doing a good job, or tell them when, you know, they are affecting your life in meaningful ways, you know, whatever it is, whatever your messaging is. And so that was really, really kind of beautiful to kind of celebrate people who have just been very impactful in Atlanta. So we did that. Some of Jovita's coworkers were able to like share it with her too, which I thought was really, really sweet.
Awesome.
Before she passed away. And then yeah, it was.
You were on the news.
Yeah, there we go. Let's go. Okay, was that the first? Okay, was that the first time? Was that the first time you were on the news for your work? Like where they were literally.
I feel like it's the first or second.
First, yeah.
I feel like we're on the news another time. It was
We've done like some community work where we're somewhere on a camera.
I feel like you're on the news twice though.
Me too, but no.
Well, let's say it's first. We don't remember.
Okay.
We'll say it's the
Okay,
first.
fair enough. Yeah.
It was
I love it.
amazing. Had so many people literally emailing me or DMing me, being like, "This is amazing. Thank you for doing this. Saw you on the news. Just wanted to reach out, say this is incredible." It was just really, really sweet. Yeah, it was really, really awesome. The response was awesome. And at the time, I wanted to transition from doing like illustrations and starting to do more mural work. And so that was a good jumping opportunity. Mind you, I actually told the committee of the Office of Cultural Affairs about this recently, but I would apply for things, but I was applying for mural opportunities, but I didn't have like evidence of a wall that I've done. Yeah. But I was like, oh, I want this. I really would like this, and I know I could do it, and I also knew I could paint. And so, you know, a lot of this sometimes is like proving you are capable. And so I would submit my small paintings to the Office of Cultural Affairs. I'd be like, here's my small painting. It's 8 by 10.
8 by 10. 8 by 10.
Look at this. It's amazing. 8 by 10. Imagine it bigger. Like, literally,
that is funny.
I swear I would do that. And then I did that, and I would get denied until I didn't get denied. I was like, all right, there we go. Like, yeah, we're cooking here. So I did that for a while, but.
Is Atlanta's Finest still up?
No, so it was meant to be a movable mural, and then it was done in wood, so just kind of the materials were not like very durable for that amount of time. And we included another individual, I'm forgetting their name. So we included one individual to celebrate his life. This individual also passed away, and I believe he was in news or radio. Also know the name.
You used to have a crazy.
I used to use Reddit, which was great. I used to live stream, and it was scary though, because I was like, oh my gosh, people are on here asking me questions. Like, I was like, I don't know why that scared me. I was like, people are talking to me. Like, oh my God. I remember my boyfriend. He was like, just try it, just try it. You just tell me to try it. I'm like, why? And he's like, just try it, just try it. And then he was like, you know what, even if you're scared, you know, at least, you know, even if you have 10 people, that's okay. That's a good start. I'm like, all right, fine. I tried it. And then he would come in on the like live draw. He would come in and be like, you're doing that. And then we would be like, there's like 15 people watching. I was like, okay, 15, that's fine. That's whatever. And then he would come in, and I swear, it was like maybe 2 minutes went by, and he was like, you're up to 30,000.
What?
I was like,
What?
oh my God. I swear,
Really?
you can see the change in my expression on the camera, which I will also send you. But I was like,
What the?
listen, this is different. This is supposed to be a cute little thing.
15.
This is supposed to be a cute little video. You tell me 30,000 people. I did not like that. I was
Were
like,
you,
oh
wait,
my
were you painting or you were just kind of like
Sometimes
talking?
I would paint. I
Okay.
wish my internet was working. Sometimes I would draw. I was always doing some cool. I did some arcane illustrations. I did Marvel WandaVision, which I love.
Yeah.
I did all sorts of
Yeah,
stuff.
that's
I did Django.
that's crazy.
Yeah, but I was like,
10, 15, 30,000.
Oh my
Right. What kind of joke is
I
that?
was like, this is not cool. And then he would come in,
Why wasn't it cool? It was just
you
too.
know how to talk to people. Like in
Yeah.
the comments, there would be like, "This is dope. Why isn't she answering my question?"
Oh yeah.
It would be like, oh, and they would talk about when I wasn't talking, and I would be like, hey, sorry. I was like, oh my God,
That's-
it
wow.
was really overwhelming. So. And then I didn't want to do it. I was like, oh, I'm being perceived too much. It's too much. But it was fun. But then it's funny too, because Reddit soon after, I want to say even when, because that's Alexis Ohanian,
Yeah.
which is Serena Williams' husband, used to own Reddit, or he had
Oh, okay.
he founded Reddit.
Okay, yeah.
And then Reddit used to be really toxic, and then he made a lot of changes to Reddit before he left, which
Okay.
made it a safer platform. But anyways,
Mm.
they ended up getting rid of the live stream, like, I want to say soon after he left or something. And I was like, huh, all right. And I just felt like my out. But my Reddit streams were doing...
Yeah, because there was nowhere else to live stream though. Like you literally could
Yeah, it
just
was
jump
like-
on. You could have jumped right there
I
onto
was
something
like,
else.
oh, thank God.
Yeah.
'Cause when it started working, you know, everybody's like, oh my God, yeah. And I was like, oh my God, that was stressful.
That is so crazy.
No, I recently took a tour of Mercedes-Benz Stadium, and knowing Aziza had a mural in there, I went because like I'm a sports fan. We get that part. So me and my buddies from Philly, couple guys came down, and I was like, oh yeah, I'll go through a tour. And honestly, at the top of my head, I was like, oh, finally, maybe they'll walk past her mural there. So, they didn't, but the host, who was amazing and a big Walking Dead fan, was like, I had mentioned, I said, man, I thought I was going to see Aziza Andre's mural. And she goes, what mural's that? So I pulled it up on my phone. And she went, you know who did that? And I go, I really don't. Me and Aziza didn't even meet yet. I said, my sister-in-law knows who she is, and I know that she did this. She goes, oh, I'll take you there. So I'm just we're gonna flip the camera and get Aziza. So she's busy. She is painting. She's gonna try to paint. And let me just say this: so by the time they took us up to the floor where
Yeah,
you're painting,
which is at
where
the
Cosmic
AT&T
Ties
Arch.
was, and here's a picture of Cosmic Ties, and you could see my little image, and I'm not short. I'm about 5'11". You could see the size of this beautiful mural, and to me, like when I saw that, I went, how in the world? Because it's so amazing to look at, and I think what's even more like blowing a person like me away is literally the size of it, because it's so. How long that take to do Cosmic Ties? Let's just do that.
They told me officially on paper that I had 3 weeks to complete it, but they were like, but seriously, you have 2 weeks to complete it because they said we need a week for production. So they needed it to be done so that they could film it and so that they could give it to the stadium so that the videos could be done. So I had 2 weeks to finish that. And that was crazy, but also I was like, okay, lock in.
What kind of work schedule? Like, so you had 2 weeks. What did the daily schedule look like for that?
Going in like every single day. We couldn't be on the property after like 5.
Oh, really?
So normal like working hours, like
Okay.
going in around like I think like 8 in the morning, and just trying to knock out everything really, really quickly.
Mm-hmm.
At first, I had an assistant with me, Ash, who was amazing. She works very closely with living walls, and I would just tell her, hey, can you work on this section? And some sections we would hit together. But yeah, it was really, really helpful having a second hand just to be like, hey, can you help me work on this?
Yeah.
But yeah, it was really fun.
So that whole hydraulic, whatever they call that, that lift.
Oh yeah, that.
Were you both on there at the same time? Like
we
would be.
Yeah.
How wide is that? How long is that? Like.
So that's a funny question because we had a lift that should have extended. Like you go on it and you can actually extend your lift.
Nice. Okay.
Like the flooring of it, you know, it's supposed to unhook and then extend. But it was an older lift, and so it was broken, and it would not open. So we were very close to each other.
Oh, that's probably like 5 feet, 4 feet.
It was.
That's wild.
Yeah, it was about. Yeah, it's something.
And that's wide, and that painting is, I don't like it. It seems 30 feet wide.
Yeah,
it's probably not right, but it seemed that way. Yeah.
But yeah, we went to extend, and then eventually they got a baby lift, or I like to call them baby lifts. Tiny little lifts. Yeah, not the official name, but pretty small. That helped a lot with like efficiency, because sometimes it's hard to be on top of each other painting.
Oh, I bet.
And trying to get there, she's trying to get here, so.
Me and my buddies were driving down, approaching Krog Street Tunnel. And if anyone's really aware of that area, they know that the driving can be a little sketchy, especially with everyone's on bikes and stuff, and occasionally a guy on a one wheel flying through there. But they peeked out the window, and it was the first time that I saw the Bangladesh. I didn't even know who Bangladesh was, but sorry. I was amazed at the amount of artists that Bangladesh worked with. Did you like that? Like his playlist on Spotify is ridiculous.
Yeah,
like that.
He's it's funny. I have not even met him in person.
Right.
We just kind of followed each other on Instagram and talked about it through there. But he's very like private person. But he's one of those individuals who's done like almost everything and worked with so many different artists. And basically the individual, her name is Chelsea, who commissioned me, knew him personally, and she was like, he is a really incredible person. He's done so much, and he doesn't really like brag about himself. He's not very boastful, and so much of the work he's done is not really known, and so I would like to give him his accolades. I like to celebrate him and do this mural for him. And I was like, that's awesome. Like, yeah, let's do it. But yeah, that was really fun too. We had there's so many different I would say rounds of illustrations that were done before we got to that one. So I went through a lot of different changes, but that project was really, really fun, and I really loved working with the individual who commissioned me, because she was very supportive, and she always had my back, and she was just a really supportive person with a project like that. Yeah.
So Aziza did this spot right along the Atlanta Beltline called Renaissance. Did I do that good that time?
You did. That was great.
Oh my God. Miracle. We're gonna ask her now, like, what was the where did the inspiration and all for that mural come from? Your inspiration for doing for that mural, that particular mural.
So I love. So I mentioned my. I have a huge love for comics and. I have a huge love for comics, and for that particular mural, I wanted it to be somewhat inspired by an artist named Frank Miller, who's done incredible work. I mean, honestly, so much of his work is debated online of whether he's a good artist or not.
Really?
It is, yeah.
Oh,
snap!
Right?
Oh my gosh!
Okay.
That's a classic!
Oh my gosh, that is awesome.
Yo, Aziza's here to tell us something about an experience she had with a teacher that said Frank Miller is what?
A bad artist.
A bad artist. Okay.
Yeah, so I was just talking very briefly about one professor of mine. Mind you, this was a comic book professor, which was wild.
Wait, what?
That made it even more like, get out of town. I couldn't believe it. But she said he was a bad artist, and like she was like, he's not trained enough, and his work isn't good, and everything looks off. And she was passionate about what she was saying. She talked about it for a very long time. And I remembered it was a very strategic moment in my brain. Honestly, it was very like, I went into that classroom excited, and then I remember she spoke about that, and I was like, I don't think I could learn anything from her. And I don't mean to be that like, oh.
Yeah, I get it.
I just really was like, man, I was like, you didn't have any, you spoke with bias.
Yeah.
Also, you're wrong. But even if I think you're wrong, like the way you came about that conversation regarding another person's art and just the way you talked about his art in general was crazy. It didn't make any sense.
Do you remember what her favorite? Who's her favorite artist? Like comic artist.
She did mention it.
Okay.
Mind you, it was just some guy.
Some rando.
Yeah. Some guy.
Did you tell your dad about? Did you tell your dad? What was your dad's reaction to that?
My dad was like, "Are you serious?"
Oh my god.
He was just in disbelief. We talked about it for a while. I remember I definitely told my dad. I was like, Dad, I have a comic book professor. I have to be with all year, and this is what she said.
That's crazy.
Like, it was hard. Also, too. I drew comics my whole life, and I got a D in that classroom after I ended.
What?
Which I was like, I took that D on the chin. I was like, whatever.
Wow.
But I was like, we both know you're playing games here, because I draw. This is what I do. We draw comics all day. But anyways, that was a whole other story.
Wow.
But it was really. It was hard being in that classroom.
I want to clarify with the audience that Aziza and Akila's father may be, I think he's on my level of Batman worship.
Yes.
So that's why we said that.
He has a similar altar for.
That's crazy.
Batman stuff.
That's crazy.
I always say it resembles Caravaggio from the Baroque period. If you don't know Caravaggio, if you put the two together, you would see a lot of similarities.
Okay.
And it's something that I love. You have this sense of like high, contrasting like values. It's intense lighting and then intense shadows and darkness. It's intense cast shadows, and you see the characters so fully, and they feel bold and powerful, and they look dope. Like, it's incredible. I think it looks great, and it looks interesting visually. Nothing feels soft. Everything is very in your face. No, Side Saddle is a whole different energy, so it's not very comic book inspired.
Right.
It's a whole different type of thing, but Renee sent you can see it.
Okay.
I use the same type of, I really want an intense sense of contrast, or, you see their, you see like the outline of the figure, you see their like posture very clearly, and whether you filled it in with any details, or if, let's say, it just looks like a black shadow, you can see the gesture of the figure, which is really, really important. And that's something, too, if you look at Frank Miller's work, let's say you take away any details and you just look at the overall shape, you can really define it. He's very, very good at like defining those like shapes and how they're posed, or the energy of the image, and that's really important as an artist.
So when you do whatever project you're on, do you ever listen to music while you're doing it?
People ask me all the time.
Okay.
Sometimes, but honestly, most times, no.
Okay.
Unless I show up.
Yeah.
And why? And wait, what? Hold on. And what is the reason for that?
Okay, so I started doing this.
I gotta help her out.
I started doing this. So most of my murals are painted outdoors.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm in the elements, and sometimes, you know, I encounter a lot of different people, and they have a lot of like questions about what I'm doing, or just want to make a comment. And I never want to seem like I'm like too busy to talk with someone, because one, like, public art is for the public. Like, I do a piece and it's no longer mine in my head.
Gotcha.
It belongs to you. You know, it belongs to whoever's viewing it, and you get to interpret and take whatever you want or whatever you need from it. And there are people who are really interested in what you're doing, and sometimes an artist has their headphones on and can't really communicate with the artist. And it's like a disconnect, like you just are a viewer. So I want to be able to talk to people if they're around, and if they want to talk about the work and kind of engage with that.
That's
and
awesome.
I realized like I would not be able to do that if I had my music in whatever.
So with your level of local celebrity, have you met anybody? Any person, like, let's say, I'm sure other artists, but like, you ever encounter any like musical heroes or?
So I painted.
Stranger Things.
Oh yeah,
I'm just remembering
man, you remember good stuff.
Okay.
So I illustrated.
Oh, Caleb.
But I'm mentioning Stranger Things.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, and
We're gonna.
this is like during the first season of Stranger Things, and his dad reached out, and this is when his you know, back then the parents would take care of the accounts and all that stuff. And he was like, Caleb and I want to thank you for doing this. It's beautiful. And I was like, oh my God, like, this is great. I didn't think he would see it. And this is from my art Instagram account. Mind you, my professor made my art Instagram account because he was like, why don't you have an art Instagram account? I was like, I just have my personal, I post my art. He was like, it's not professional. And I was like, okay, I'll make one later. He's like, give me your phone. Literally made me a second Instagram account. I never made that account, my professor did.
That's hilarious.
Good on that person though, because I probably actually would have never made that account. I probably would have just been like, you know, I'll make one. And it would have been like a floating thought. But anyways, he mentioned tagging the people and how that's been effective for him. So I did that, and you know, that person reached out. I drew Atlanta, the characters from Atlanta, and so Brian Tyree Henry thanked me for it and followed me on Instagram, and I was flipping out over that.
Nice.
He's so awesome, and he's such a great actor. And then even Lakeith Stanfield, he liked it.
Yeah,
I thought that was so cool.
Braxy B's gonna love hearing that, because I don't know how many times I've told her that's my favorite actor.
Yes, he's amazing. Yeah, he's
gonna be
such a
great
actor. So he liked it, and
that's
I was
awesome.
like, oh man, this is crazy.
Go ahead.
I did this piece of Snoop Dogg, and he's making me mad now, but I did this piece of Snoop Dogg, and he liked it as well. So I had like those moments.
Yeah, right.
You know, people seeing certain pieces that I've done, which is really
that's amazing.
Yeah, that's really fun.
From one artist to another. You know what I mean? Like, just that's always. It's mad respect.
It's cool.
So Akila just kind of been sitting here just doing this masterpiece. And the understanding is that she doesn't want to claim that she's an artist, but I don't know. This right here is kind of telling a different story because she's been at this, and quite often she supports Aziza in her projects. So don't act like you're not an artist.
Yeah.
As I go over your shoulder and look at you paint.
Not the ever.
Okay, I figured I'd do a little walk around it to see it with no people near it, and close this video out with me and Braxy B standing here, just kind of reflecting on how everything, you know, turned out. And can't really put into words, me personally anyway, the feeling of having this wall done by Aziza. It really was Braxy B's idea to, you know, talking about the Philly skyline, and it was like, oh, okay. Then we were kind of like flip-flopping back and forth about daytime or nighttime. We kind of fell in the nighttime vibe. And now it's done. And look, my feeling is, I know we were blessed to have Aziza here. Akila, like, that was we had such a great time, I feel, with them being in the house, painting. But to have someone of that level doing this was really, very thankful and blessed for that. And you have any closing comments about, I don't know, just how it...
I just feel grateful. I feel honored that she actually said, sure, I'd be interested in doing, because she could have still said no. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, you know, so I appreciate that she came out. I really love that she was enthusiastic about doing it, because I know she is more known for portraiture, but she was like, I knew she was capable, obviously. We both did.
Yeah.
But I just feel super honored and grateful that it's here, and I don't know, a piece of our hometown in our new place feels extra special.
It does. It does. Okay, so here, that's going to do it for, in my opinion, an amazing episode to hear Aziza kind of speak on her work and her vision and her experiences. Again, very grateful for that time that she gave my channel. And if you're ever in the Atlanta metro area, there's a number of murals that I did list inside the video that you, in my opinion, would be great for you to see if that's your thing. And that's about it. Okay.
Happy Black History Month.
Yeah. Kind of see that. Have a great day, pleasant tomorrow, and a wonderful Black History Month.